friends. I hope you're doing well today. I just wanted to pop on here before the video started to say thank you to everyone who has been watching my channel recently. It feels like I had a lot of people fall off from watching it for whatever reason, but recently it's kind of picked back up, and it seems to be a lot of new viewership. So if you're a new viewer, thank you for checking out the channel. If you're an old viewer, thank you for sticking around. I know that my content has kind of changed recently, and I'm just trying to keep it interesting for myself. I still want to do some recipes from time to time, but I got really burnt out on just trying to focus on new recipes all the time. There's only so much creative energy that I have as far as, coming up with meat-based things goes. So I'm trying to incorporate some more of my life within my videos, and I hope you're enjoying it. Since food and music and my life are the things that I'm really interested in and good at talking about and doing, it'll probably just end up being more and more of it. But some of it I'm still trying to navigate, and I hope it continues just to get better for you, and you enjoy the videos more. But either way, I hope you enjoy this 4th of July compilation. I really hope that you have a good and safe 4th of July. And to the people outside of the US, I hope you have a good and safe Monday. So, y'all, enjoy this video. Hey, this is Reed, aka CarnivorousChef. To start, you'll need 1 pound of chicken tenderloins. This is enough to make 2 of these chicken fillets. Remove from the packaging and cut the tenders into bite-sized pieces. If you can't remove it from the packaging, find an emergency axe and obliterate the packaging open. Next, season with a ½ teaspoon of your seasoning of choice. I use my Carnivore Companion smokestack seasoning. You don't have to add in any oil, but I added just a touch just to get the seasoning more evenly distributed. Mix this until you're confident that every surface of the chicken has some seasoning on it. Set this aside for 20 minutes to give the chicken a light cure. While we're waiting on this, grab some deli meat of your choice and quarter it. I just happen to use a little pack of corned beef. Unfortunately, separating the pieces is not an optional step unless you just really want giant pockets of deli meat. To assemble, you'll need a couple of skewers and some thick cut bacon. Okay, here's the mildly awkward part. Grab a small handful of your chicken in one hand and a few pieces of the deli meat with your other hand. We want to layer these together until roughly half of each has been used up. Compress it into a round disc as well as you can. And here's the part where you'll probably be skeptical about this holding together, but buckle up and get ready. Grab a strip of your bacon and tightly wrap it around the pile of chicken and skewer it all the way through. Pick it up and be amazed that it actually stays together. If it doesn't, you messed it up and you need to try it again. My instructions were obviously flawless. If you need some more time, I'll make another one while you try this again. Okay, it's finally time to cook these. I added just a touch of extra salt because I know my seasoning isn't the saltiest. Hit it on both sides with a little more. Now, throw this into an oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes or until the center of the fillet reads 160 degrees Fahrenheit near the skewer. They look so damn good. While I'm taking this bite, why don't you hit that like and subscribe button for me? Alright, ribs in the oven might sound like blasphemy to you, but I'm here to tell you that it's only like 50% blasphemous. Here, I have a big old pack of spare ribs. Pull one out, throw it into a deep pan. Usually you want to clean up your ribs, but I'm feeling extra lazy today, plus I want to prove that you don't have to do this. You want these to be meat side up, seasoned generously with salt, granulated garlic, smoked paprika for that smoky flavor you're not going to get, a touch of chipotle powder, but be careful because this is spicy if you're going to use it, a big hit of MSG, and then what we're going to braise it in is a little different, so I'm going to use some white vinegar, some sweet tea, which you can optionally use just black tea if you don't want the sugar. It'll still add a nice little flavor to it, and then just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Every one of these measurements will be written down below. Now you want to cover this entire thing in some cling film as well as foil. The plastic will keep this steaming and braising, and it's what's going to help to break it down. Place this into an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius for about 2 hours or until the meats fall apart tender. Kind of like this. It should just pull right off and bones should be falling out of it. Now, you can't stop here if you want to, and they'll still be delicious, but I want to take this to the next step. I have a grill that's ripping hot right now. I'm going to throw these meat side down to get a nice sear on each side. It may be a little difficult to do this because the meat is falling apart tender, but if you have 2 pairs of tongs, it should be rather easy, or if you have some oven gloves, you should be able to handle them well enough to get them on and off. I probably let these sear for about 5 minutes on each side, just to get a little color and to add some of that char flavor. This is really the key to making a very nice rack of ribs in the oven. I know it defeats the purpose of only doing the oven, but it is worth the extra step if you happen to have a grill. But don't feel like you have to do this if you don't have a grill. Alright, after about 10 minutes total, I pulled these off, and look at that. They have some nice color. Bones still
kind of fall right out. Some people go with double bones. I really like the single bone because it makes it a little bit easier to serve and eat. Rip the bone right out because it's still amazing every single time. Give it a bite. And yeah, it's really damn good ribs. Has a nice little crust on it, a little char from the grill, and it makes for a really easy dinner. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, can I get a Baconator, just a sandwich with no... the double?
What else can I get for you?
Can I get no ketchup on that?
Okay.
Never yet.
That'll be $7.47.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
4 for 4. Get the 4 for 4, where you get 4 more scores with the door. Chicken nuggets or chili that feeds 6 for $10. I mean, them nuggets are pretty good, but get the 4 for 4 of 4 doors and cores. Store the war for the 4 for 4.
$7.47.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too. Ooh, it smells like grease. Nice and greasy. That's what it smells like.
Hamburger.
Hamburger. Let's see how this thing looks. I mean, if you're in America, you've probably had at least one of these and know what it looks like, so. But, we gotta take a look again. Oh, ask for no ketchup, and they put extra ketchup. Can I get no ketchup on that? Or they only put ketchup? Okay, whatever, dude. Here it is. Looks mushed. Doesn't look bad, though. It looks like, you know, it looks like a burger. It looks like it's worth $7. It's supposed to have 3 strips of bacon per patty, but I see 2. There's a slice of garbage between each burger, and they're quarter-pound patties with an ass of ketchup for some reason. The hardest part is going to be this bun. It is very shiny, like it's you know, it's coated in something, probably cheap oil, if I had to take a guess. I'm gonna do something controversial. That was very bland. It tastes like they didn't season the meat at all. I don't know why. I know they usually do. I didn't taste the bacon. I kind of tasted the cheese. The bun's what's throwing it off. The bun's kind of gross. It's like super sweet and just not great. I think I can do a better job in general. Like, even if I wasn't making this a carnivore version, I could do a much better job than wherever the hell this is. But that's neither here nor there. I gotta make a carnivore version. So let's get started with that. How about we do that? I'm sitting here eating the burger patty, and there's just something not good. I don't know if it's the bacon. Oh, it's the bacon. Ooh. What's up with this bacon? It's so weird. I'm just gonna not eat it. Yeah. Alright, anyways, let's make this thing. To start, we need to brown about 6 ounces of ground beef so that we end up with 4 ounces of cooked ground beef in the end. Drain the grease and place it into a food processor, along with 1 ounce of cream cheese, 6 eggs, a half teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Process this on low for about 1 minute. Here, you'll think you've made a mistake, and that's because you have. Haha! I got you to make a recipe that isn't very effective. If you want, while you're watching this first one not working, add 1 ounce of ground pork rinds by weight to your mixture. Here it is in the pan for reference. It definitely had more structure, but it still wasn't the way I wanted it. For the actual recipe, get a pan lined with a silicone baking mat or parchment paper. Place down a 3-inch ring mold that's either non-stick or has been well greased. Place about 1/3 of a cup of your batter into these. Put this into a 365°F oven for 20 minutes or until it is firm and brown. Wendy's burger patties for the normal Baconator are 4 ounces each. So take your 4-ounce meat wads and begin to shape them into squares. I would say take all of your meat and spread it out to a 1/2 inch thick and then cut it into squares, but Wendy's doesn't cut corners and neither do we. Look at how square this is. Wendy's also uses applewood smoked bacon, which is a weird choice because hickory smoked is obviously the superior wood used for bacon. Cook up 3 slices and cut them in half. Now to cook our burgers, we'll put the pan over medium-high heat and begin to press it down to get a better sear. Once they are cooked to your liking, add a slice of trash to each, along with 3 strips of bacon on each. Turn one burger so that the bacon is the opposite way of the other and place it on top. Set aside while we get this ridiculously nice looking bun out of the oven. Split this in half and be amazed at how good it looks. Baconators have ketchup and mayo on them, but feel free to skip that if you don't want it. I just happen to have a jar of avocado mayo in the fridge. The way this thing looks is absolutely mind-blowing, and it looked like a burger from a commercial, and I was very happy to see it like this. But how does it taste? It tastes even better than the actual Baconator in my opinion. I don't know if it's from the type of meat I used, or if the fact that it actually seasoned it and didn't put extra ketchup on it. But this was genuinely much better than the bite I had from the restaurant. I'm not biased, you're biased. Well, that's it. Do you have anything else you want to see me transform into carnivore? Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave me a like. If you want to see more, please consider subscribing. It's totally free and keeps me motivated to continue to make these videos. Stay trashy, my friends.
Hey there, my meaty friends. This is Reed, aka CarnivorousChef. Well, I think I found what's going to be the hottest trend of the summer, which is the Gliss Burger. What a Gliss Burger is a hot dog stuffed with ground beef and then grilled. It's basically just a hamburger inside of a hot dog. If you followed the Vulgar Chef on Instagram, you'll know that this is his creation. I'm not recreating the wheel here, I just really wanted to try it, and then maybe throw a little twist on it as well. So, let's get started. I decided to use some giant all-beef hot dogs, or, Nathan's, as it is. Feel free to use whatever you want. Use turkey dogs for all I care. It doesn't matter, you're literally stuffing stuff into stuff. The idea is pretty simple. Take your hot dog, start about a 1/2 inch in, make a slice down, and stop a 1/2 inch at the end. You'll notice that it might be kind of hard to cut all the way through. Just make sure you go all the way through. Once you've got it where you can open it up and put meat in it, let's grab some meat. The next part of the idea is really just to stuff meat inside of the hot dog. I was able to get about 2 or 3 ounces in these hot dogs. You may be able to get more depending on which ones you have. But no matter how much you are able to put in there, just make sure you don't overstuff it because these will break. There's not much left on the end to keep them from breaking. Once you get all the meat in there, smooth it out, and then present it to whoever you're going to be cooking this for. Once you have that done, set it aside, and then continue to make as many as you want. I had about 8 ounces of ground beef, and was able to make 3 of these, and I also had enough left over to make a little tiny hamburger. Now, the hot dogs are quite salty, but the beef doesn't have any seasoning in it. I suggest you grab some salt and just season up both sides. Or whatever seasoning you want to, really, it doesn't matter. Once they're nice and seasoned up, you can bring these over to a grill or a pan or even throw them into an oven. But today, I'm going to be grilling these. I have my grill set to about medium-high heat, and I'm shooting for some nice grill marks. My biggest worry about these was going to flip them and the meat falling out, but it was a huge relief to flip the first one and all the meat still be intact and looking pretty good. Let all of these Gliss Burgers cook on each side for about 5 or 6 minutes each side. It may take more or less time for you, just depending on how much meat is in between the hot dog. If you have massive hot dogs, number 1, good on you. Number 2, that means you probably have more meat in between, which means it's going to take more time. So if the instructions below don't make sense or aren't working for you, just cook it for a little longer. Now that these are done and they have a nice crosshatch like I was going for, I'm going to top on with some trash cheese because it is a burger after all. It's also fun just to watch things melt, so here's a little fast forward melting action for you. Now that they're done, let's give these a taste. I could have made a bun for this, but I kind of just wanted to taste it in its pure form. It looks like it cooked up pretty well, and I'm excited about it, so let's give it a taste. If you've ever had a hamburger and a hot dog, you know exactly what this tastes like. And just for the hell of it, let's give this trash cheese Gliss Burger a taste too. Well, it's the same thing, but with cheese, which is just, it makes it a little bit better. But I think a sauce might make this a little bit better, so why not use the best sauce ever, A1 sauce. Just dump some on, and let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that really elevated the Gliss Burger experience, and I highly suggest you do it if you have some around. Now, I have another idea for this concept, so let's just get started with what I'm calling Glissception. Here I have some hot dogs and a bratwurst. Slice your wieners down the middle and poop out your bratwurst meat from the casing. Feel free to save the casing for a chewy snack for later. Now, the idea is the exact same here. Just mush meat into meat, and you'll have a meat. So, it's meat, right? Bring these over and show them off again, even though they look pretty similar to the Gliss Burgers, and toss them on the grill. I won't bore you with the tiny details, so I'll just go ahead and tell you that these took about as long as the Gliss Burgers to cook, so about 9 or 10 minutes. I only let mine cook for 7 or 8 minutes, and it wasn't quite done all the way, but I'm gonna eat it anyways, I don't care. I've got to say, it's really burning my mouth right now, but I also can't tell where the sausage begins and the hot dog ends. I also feel like there's a good sauce out there that could make this, just a little bit better. That's right, A1 sauce. It's the best sauce. Just dump it on, and let's give it another taste. Oh yeah, nice and elevated. If you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't like the video, go f*** yourself.